President here at Cleveland State University, and it is a pleasure to stand here and welcome you all to Cleveland State University and the Busby Natatorium to talk about this wonderful initiative helping our young people, the young people that are usually left out of learning how to swim, which is an incredibly important skill and a life skill. And I want to particularly thank Dean Stephanie Brooks of our College of Health, who's been the lead from Cleveland State University, who's been the Cleveland Municipal School District and CMSD students involved in this project has been a fantastic thing as well. And I'm incredibly thrilled that Warrensville Heights will now join us as well in this incredibly awesome initiative. With that, my job here is to introduce my dear friend and collaborator, County Executive Chris Ronayne. So, Chris, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Shradar, and thanks. It's good to be back at Cleveland State University here, home of the Vikings. I also want to thank my partners who are here with me today, Congresswoman Chantel Brown, Mayor Brad Sellers, Dr. Lynn Nagy, Dr. Donald Jolly, who is the superintendent of Warrensville Heights School District, Emily Baca, who's our Freshwater Institute program director, and I think Dr. Shradar is going to reintroduce him, but I just wanted to say thank you. But I'd be remiss if I didn't also thank our county councilwoman, Meredith Turner. Thanks for all the work you do with us, and I know this is exciting to you too. We have an important historic connection with Congresswoman Chantel Brown having a home in Warrensville Heights, and also her successor, Meredith Turner, also having a very strong root in Warrensville Heights. So I think, and obviously Brad Sellers and Dr. Jolly, Mayor Sellers and Dr. Jolly, appreciate that we have a connection now to the Warrensville Heights Tigers and our students, our swimmers. And this is what this is about today. We welcome you to be here and be with us for what we are trying to do with the Freshwater Institute. As many of you know, it's been an important initiative of mine, and that is that we consider our great resource, fresh water, to be really our greatest resource and get our young people connected to it. The Freshwater Institute is a Cuyahoga County program that builds on the foundation of youth education. That's why we're here today at Cleveland State University. Our connection between the Warrensville Heights School District, the Cleveland Metropolitan School District, and Cleveland State University comes home right here at the natatorium at Cleveland State University, because we want our students to be swim ready, to be safe, to be accessible to the water, to have a knowledge of the water so that they can be the leaders and the ambassadors of our freshwater future. Again, this is something that builds off of the Great Cuyahoga River and Lake Erie and strengthening our water economy. I also want to thank Janita McGowan, who's been working with me, our Chief of Climate and Sustainability, on helping introduce the concepts of what we're doing with fresh water with our kids. Education and research is one pillar. Advocacy and access is another pillar. And economic development is a third pillar. Today, we're going to focus on one pillar, which is education and research. We are thrilled to announce the Freshwater Institute has partnered with AquaMissions and Cleveland State University to expand our Learn to Swim program. Again, too many kids are not swim ready, and as adults, it can also be dangerous if you're not swim ready, both the kids and adults. So the first phase of this program is to introduce 2,500 kids to swimming basics, safety practices, and skill development, while fostering, we hope, a love for the water. Through Cleveland State University, the program will also collect and analyze data in order to better understand the long-term benefits of the program. The expansion will help AquaMissions provide introductory water experiences, water safety, education, and basic swim instruction for fourth grade students in Cuyahoga County, reaching more Cleveland Metropolitan School District students and launching this program today with our Warrensville Heights School District. And we plan to launch with many more of our school districts in Cuyahoga County. It is, for us, exciting that Dr. Jolly, the superintendent of the Warrensville Heights Schools, said, we want our kids to be down here at Cleveland State because the added exposure to a collegiate experience helps a child see a path to their own future. We are most grateful to Congresswoman Chantel Brown for her dedication to the health and wellness of all county residents, for getting the Freshwater Institute off the ground, up and running, with an allocation of $500,000 in congressional funding through the Consolidated Appropriations Act. Water safety and swimming competency are a foundation of building our freshwater culture, which is the vision of the Freshwater Institute. And now without further ado, I'd like to introduce Congresswoman Chantel Brown. Congresswoman.
Thank you, County Executive Ronaine. And thank you to our entire team, your entire team at the county and the Freshwater Institute, including Program Director Emily Baca, for making this event happen. I'm also honored to be here alongside two important partners from my city of Warrensville Heights, my mayor, Brad Sellers, and the superintendent of our schools, Dr. Donald Jolly, as well as Dr. Nagy from AquaMissions, who are helping to implement this program. It is very exciting to see the Freshwater Institute take shape, and it's another example of the commitment to sustainability, equity, and access that we have here in Cuyahoga County. That's why I'm so thrilled to be here to join all of our partners here in announcing the launch of the SWIM initiative. I'm very proud to have secured $500,000 in federal funding for the Freshwater Institute. That funding lasted longer than Kevin McCarthy did as Speaker of the House. It took nearly a year to get it over the finish line, but we stuck with it and we got it through. Because we knew that projects like this were on the other side of the finish line. It's very satisfying to see federal money supplement the funding from the county and from local partners to get this program going, especially because providing free swim lessons for kids in Cleveland and Warrensville Heights, that's tangible, that is real. You really measure the kind of impact that might have on an individual's life in terms of safety, in terms of recreation, and in terms of exercise and self-confidence. And we all know that for a long time, a lot of Black and brown kids growing up like I did in the city haven't had access to swimming programs. This program is helping to fill that gap, which is something I truly appreciate. Right now in Northeast Ohio, across all levels of government, along with our private sector leaders and our nonprofit leaders, there is a real effort to reconnect our region, to reconnect us to the lake and the river, and reconnect neighborhoods and families that have been locked out in the past. That's going to mean some really massive projects like the new park at Irishtown Bend and the North Coast Connector, hopefully, but it's also about initiatives like this one that could be just as impactful to a single fourth grader as anything else that we do. Finally, I would be remiss if I did not mention that we now have a president that is trying to illegally freeze nearly all federal funding, including funding that has already been appropriated by Congress. That is not only unconstitutional, it is wrong. And events like this show us why. This is a happy occasion, though, so I'll just leave it at that. But I want people to know that I'm going to keep fighting for federal funding for Northeast Ohio because it is desperately needed. I want to congratulate everyone and thank you all for your partnership on this project. And with that, I want to call up my good friend and the mayor of the city which I reside, Mr. Bradley Sellers.
Good morning. On behalf of the fine citizens of the city of Warrensville Heights and the children of the Warrensville Heights School District, I'm here really to talk about the importance of a program like this. Obviously, with key partners like Cleveland State, the Freshwater Initiative, Cuyahoga County Executive Chris Ronaine, Congresswoman Chantel Brown, Superintendent Don Jolly. We've all come together really to give access to those who have limited access at times. For those who don't know, in communities like mine, one of the first things that go is swimming. Kids in my neighborhoods, because they're unfamiliar with swimming and at the pool, it is a foreign item to them, right? So we want to do a program which introduces them to swimming and the safety regarding into swimming. Things like that are important, and some people may take it for granted because it just seems so common, but in neighborhoods like ours, it's not common, right? It's one of the first things that go is outside swimming programs. And so for us to be able to embed those kids in a swimming program based upon in a place like Cleveland State University is ideal. It opens the door to not only swimming, but to educational opportunities and boundaries outside the ones that you actually see on your day-to-day grind here. And I would just say this, that I want to commend the county executive. I want to commend the Freshwater Institute. I also want to commend Congresswoman Brown, because I know we all know in this business how difficult it is to get funding to do projects. So we want to be the beneficiary of not just for Warrensville, but then opening the door to other kids in the Cuyahoga County area to allow them to expand their horizons. And we're going to do just that. We're proud to stand here as a partner. We're proud to stand here as a entity that tries to be creative in its thinking. And then we try to take those blessings and pass them down to the kids in our neighborhoods, because as we really know it, they'll be the ones really sitting at the top of the ticket, running the place as we move on and move on to other professions at the end and retirement and things of that nature. But again, I want to thank the entire team and this partnership. I want to thank Cleveland State University for opening the door to such activities. And then I'm just looking forward to it. So I'm wishing everybody the best. And I know our kids are. So I'm going to toss it back to County Executive Chris Ronayne. And again, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor Sellers. We appreciate your dedication to youth recreation in our schools. And again, I've got a star-studded cast of partners in Warrensville Heights. Obviously, you know Brad from his days of basketball, but also County Councilwoman Turner, who played college basketball. But we're here about swimming today. So back to the natatorium. I want to say it is my pleasure to have a partner who came into our life to talk about what she does with kids. But that is Dr. Lynn Nagy, who's in the water all the time, helping kids learn a future of swimming. She's with AquaMissions, and she is the founder of AquaMissions. Dr. Lynn Nagy.
Thank you so much. It is such a blessing to have such wonderful partnerships and to do this incredibly important work. AquaMissions is about introducing and inviting children to participate and see if they like the water. Everything's challenged by choice, meaning that they're invited to participate at what level they are comfortable with, which is kind of a unique approach. They're invited and encouraged, and afterwards, if you want to come down, they're swimming right now in the instructional pool at this beautiful facility. We're just so blessed to be here and to see the kids' eyes when they get off the bus. And I'm just like, it's about swimming, yes, and getting them water ready, but it's also about building confidence and overcoming fear and trusting and instilling that trust and confidence in themselves so that they can really flourish. Because that's what it's about, the partnerships, the Freshwater Institute, Congresswoman Brown, everybody. We're so appreciative for this, and it's a testament to the future, because really, the kids are our future. We need to protect them. We need to protect the water. And thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Lynn. Thanks for all you do, Lynn, introducing kids to water and keep them safe, but also having fun. I want to say of Dr. Jolly, the superintendent of the Warrensville Heights School District, and we love these sounds in the background, the sounds of swimming and diving. When we approached Dr. Jolly, we weren't sure where we were going to host the students from Warrensville Heights, to which, again, our goal is to get 2,500 students swim ready from the 4th grade. But Dr. Jolly quickly said, I would love them to be on the college campus. So I want to say thanks also to Dr. Laura Bloomberg, president of Cleveland State University, for hosting our students from the Warrensville Heights School District. But I couldn't agree more. It's the place to be for 2 reasons: to get ready and learn swimming, but also to see a college career path opportunity. So Dr. Jolly, thanks for your vision. And without further ado, Dr. Jolly, our superintendent of the schools.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm one of the short people here, so I had to bring it down, but it's cool. But I want to take a moment to express my deepest appreciation to Representative Chantel Brown, County Executive Chris Ronayne, Dr. Lynn Nagy of AquaMissions, and Mayor Sellers and the Freshwater Institute, for the unwavering commitment to our scholars and their future. The support is making a real and lasting impact. A recent survey of our students showed that only 20% of our 4th graders knew how to swim. That number is concerning because water safety is a life-saving necessity. Drowning is one of the leading causes of accidental death amongst African-American children, and the best way to prevent it is through education and access to proper training. Through this initiative, we are not only teaching our scholars how to swim, but we are also giving them the confidence and opening doors to opportunities, ensuring they have the skills to be safe. The program represents equity in action, making sure all children, regardless of background, have access to essential skills. Because of your support, our students will walk away with this experience empowered and prepared. And for that, we are truly grateful. Thank you for believing in our scholars and investing in our future. One team, one vision, one goal. On behalf of the Warrensville Heights Board of Education, I thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Donald Jolly. I appreciate how much you have your kids learning an experiential education, from your band to the swimmers that we're about to have to the Sellers Gymnasium. We appreciate every which way that you guys promote recreation. But again, our water safety initiative with kids and getting them swim ready, Dr. Jolly jumped at the chance to join us, and we're grateful that we'll be partnering with Warrensville Heights School District. I want to say one other thank you, and before I bring up Emily Baca, and it's to Amanda Dempsey and our office, who was the original glue on the Freshwater Institute to bring our team together. We were able to put out a search for an executive director. We found a very capable director, originally from the Ohio Environmental Council and many other jobs in her past. But Emily Baca brings fresh experience to the Freshwater Institute. We hit the ground running for our partners in media. Earlier this Saturday, we had 30 freshwater fellows learning about the ecology of the Great Lakes, the economy of the Great Lakes, and the diversity of the Great Lakes, but also just simply those that helped us get to where we are. Persons like Carl and Lou Stokes that helped with the Clean Water Act after the burning of the Cuyahoga River. So the Freshwater Institute at its forefront is about education, research, advocacy and access and economic development. And we needed somebody to tie it all together. So that is Director Emily Baca of the Freshwater Institute, who was hired this January to join us. Director Baca.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Emily Baca, and I'm proud to serve as the new program director for the Cuyahoga County's Freshwater Institute. The Freshwater Institute is designed to catalyze and strengthen our region's culture of freshwater stewardship, and that starts with immersive educational experiences for Cuyahoga County students. This mission is personal to me. I'm fortunate to have learned to swim at a very young age, thanks to a program offered at my local pool. My time in the pool fostered decades-long friendships, landed me my first job as a lifeguard, and enabled me to explore waterways across the world. Those experiences, in turn, have inspired a passion for protecting the water resources right here in Northeast Ohio. And as you've heard quite a bit today, water safety and swim lessons are foundational elements to the education portion of the work of the Freshwater Institute. But so too is learning about the ecology and cultural history of our water resources, as the executive just mentioned. I was able to attend the kickoff of our Freshwater Institute Fellowship with CU at the top and Teaching Cleveland this past weekend. And those students, like the students down below us in the instructional pool, are so excited about this program. They'll learn about the critical importance of the Cuyahoga River and Lake Erie over the course of the 2-year program in the fellowship, and hopefully our 4th grade students our economy and workforce through partnerships and internships. I'm proud to work alongside all of the partners you heard from today and across the region to advance Water Institute initiatives. And with that, I'll turn it back over to you, County Executive.
Thank you again, Emily Baca. Well, it's now an opportunity to see what we mean by our AquaMissions partnership and the Freshwater Institute's partnership with Warrensville Heights School Districts and the Cleveland Metropolitan School Districts. We have kids swimming here. That's the sweetest sound of all. The kids have just arrived, 4th graders that are in their Learn to Swim program. So without further ado, we want to close this out and thank our partners at Cleveland State. Dr. Schroeder, thank you. Thank you to President Laura Bloomberg, to the entire Cleveland State staff team. Thanks for hosting us, and thanks for continuing to host students to learn really what will become vital in their life and hopefully fun in their life. Swimming, being water ready, being accessible to the fresh water in front of us, and being the future stewards and ambassadors to what we're really all about, and that's the blue water economy. Thank you, Mayor Sellers. Thank you, Dr. Jolly. Thank you, Congresswoman Chantel Brown, for the appropriation that's making this possible. Thank you to my colleague, Meredith Turner, and all the team at the county. Thank you for all you do here to get this launched. And Dr. Lynn Nagy, from this point forward, we're going to turn it over to you in future sessions. But we're going to close out on, unless you have questions, we can take them offline. But we do want you to see some swimming in action down below. Thank you very much, everybody, and go Vikings.